What's up, guys? You guys have been asking me to do more vlogs, and I never stop doing vlogs. I just don't want to force them every week. I want it to be very organic and real, and wait for the topic to really come up that I want to talk about, that I want to talk to you guys about. And with E3 ending, boy, very easy to say what I need to talk about today. We're going to be going over the whole Xbox One versus PS4 debacle. All right, now, first of all, I'm not stating this conversation as an Xbox fanboy. Yes, I did prefer the Xbox 360 versus the PS3, but at the same time, I'm going to look at both consoles with the facts and not just pick a side, because I think what's going on the internet right now is everyone just wants to jump on a bandwagon, and people aren't really recognizing all the research you should probably do before saying, hey, this system sucks or this system is better. Now, there's not gonna be a lot of cuts to this video. It's not supposed to be animated. Just like, this is strictly an educational video. Okay, first thing I really want to talk about is the always on functionality or the necessity for the Xbox One. First of all, you don't always need to have it on, but you do need to have it connected to the internet at least once a day. And the reason this is because the Xbox One is actually powered by the cloud. And that cloud actually allows the Xbox One to have better gameplay, better graphics. It's good for the developers. You can actually get updates done while the system's just there. When you go into a game, you don't have to do like an update. They want to make it as fast and as accessible as the PS4 is flaunting with, because PS4 is utilizing, what's it called? It's like Gaikai or Gaikai, where it has like the 5-second load up time to boot the PS4 and then allow you to download games in the background, or like you'll download for a few moments and then you can actually start playing the game while it's continuing to download. The Xbox is powered by the cloud, so it can do similar functions. And so that's why you have to connect at least every 24 hours. But we'll talk about why that's not such an outlandish thing in a little bit. But at the same time, I will respect the fact that the necessity for the internet is a problem. And like some places in the United States, the internet's not that great. It's not as good as I'm here in Hollywood, so like of course I have great internet options. Middle America, like just right in the center of America, maybe not as much. Plus, how much does this hurt worldwide sales of the Xbox One? There's places in the world that sometimes won't have any internet for a good amount of time, and will this hurt them? Yeah, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, again, just trying to play devil's advocate here, Xbox One is trying to become more of a next-gen console. And will everyone be able to keep up with the next generation of gaming? Unfortunately, no. And that does suck, but for them, there is the PS4, which doesn't have to do with the with the always-on functionality. Works completely offline. You can buy your games, you can trade your games, no problem, and work off of that. So if you don't have great internet, yes, the PS4 is definitely the best one to go with. Another big debate is the whole DRM issue about no used games for the Xbox. Now this is very important, and I need you guys to really pay attention to this and see both sides here, like what's working and what's not working. First of all, at PlayStation's or Sony's press event for E3, their big thing that helped them win the conference was saying that they support used games and you don't always have to be connected on. Two big things, that's great, but that was their big selling point, is that you could play used games. But here's the kicker, and not a lot of people know this, is that in the end, that isn't Sony's decision. It's actually based on the publisher, and they will have the power in the next-gen consoles, including the PS4, to not allow used games to be purchased. So if you don't have the original code, they will make you buy an online pass. So, and again, this isn't with every game, this is the developer's choice. So remember that. The PlayStation could still have situations where they won't be able to play used games if the developer chooses for a specific title. Whereas on Microsoft's side, and again, I'm not being a Microsoft fanboy here, I'm just stating what they're trying to do so you're as educated as I am on this topic. Xbox wants to become essentially the next Steam, though I don't think they will ever become the next Steam. They are taking a step in that direction. And what I mean by this is, when you jump on, if you're a PC gamer, you know this. Like, you can go on Steam and you can't share games. You can't be like, oh, I'm done playing Chivalry. I'm gonna trade it in or give it to my friend and then he can have chivalry. It doesn't work that way. But with this, so yeah, there's that sucky part, but we've seen this already on the Steam market. Like, this isn't a new thing. It's just new for consoles, and in that, Xbox isn't trying to be just a console like the 360 anymore. It wants to be more, it wants to be bigger, it wants to be part of the next generation of gaming, which Steam has already been way ahead on. Now, allowing this to happen, there is a major plus. There was some rumor that Xbox was going to charge $100 per game, and that rumor's been squashed completely. Xbox has officially said that games will not rise in price. They are still going to be $60, but because they have this functionality now with the no DRM and they want to become the next Steam, they can do some of the great sales like you'll find on Steam. Like, how often do you hear about like these sales where it's like, oh, this game that's been out for 2 weeks, oh, we can buy it for $30. Now, yes, when the game first comes out, it's going to be 60 bucks. But maybe you want to give it some time and wait for that sale to hit, and all of a sudden, bam, you can get this new game that everyone's still playing for half the price. Like, they have that option now. PS4 won't be able to compete with those sales. But again, this isn't a constant thing. It's not like every game needs to be $40. Like, that'd be fantastic, but we aren't going to see that. But at the same time, we will see some great sales, and I think that's a very big positive that people aren't noticing or paying attention to with the Xbox One. But now it's time to give PlayStation a good win here, is when it comes to the topic of backwards compatibility. The Xbox One has, like, Microsoft has come out to say that the One will not, the One will not be backwards compatible, and they say it's because the Xbox One is designed to just, it's designed to run more powerfully. It just can't scale back to play a 360 game. Now, I respect that statement, and at the same time, I kind of want to call rubbish a little bit, be like, I don't know, I feel like if you wanted to, you could fit it in there for backwards compatibility. But at the same time, you still, everyone, like, if you're going to buy the Xbox One, you probably have a 360. So don't get rid of your 360 and it's backwards compatible. Like, that can play all the games you want it to play. Now, yes, I understand that it's very annoying. That's a matter of, like, switching an HDMI cord, so much preparation, and with our generation of just, like, we want everything instant, it's a huge hassle. It's so annoying. PS4 says that they will support backwards compatibility, but here's what they haven't said. They have said, just people aren't paying attention to the fact to, is that this won't be available until 2014, and they're going to be utilizing Gaikai. So that's all going to be done through that program. Like, there'll be a system update or the patch or whatever, and that will allow you to play games, play your old PS3 games. And so yeah, that'll be fantastic. If I want to throw in the Uncharted series or God of War series to play those games again on the PS4, I can. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit longer than they said, but at the same time, we're looking at a November release for the PS4. This could happen, and they're saying in 2014, so it could be January, it could be summer, who knows. But PS4 will be backwards compatible, so yay PlayStation for allowing that to happen. But at the same time, Xbox One is saying, you know what, Xbox 360 exists, let's make a console that really just kind of goes above and beyond and not concentrate on that. So there is the negative, but also there's the other side with the positive. At the end of the day, what has the better tech? Now, surprisingly, they're kind of neck and neck. There's some slight differences, and I won't go into all the details because it'll probably go over a lot of people's heads, including mine. I don't understand all of it. But when it comes to processing speed, when it comes to RAM, there's, again, some small differences, but essentially are working basically the same. With the fact that the PlayStation 4 is really just one giant block of RAM. I'm going to give the edge to the PS4, and a lot of other tech sites are saying the PS4 is a better machine. It's also running on 4K resolution, which is amazing. But at the same time, look at the PS3 versus Xbox 360. This isn't a new argument. PlayStation 3 looks so much better than an Xbox 360 game. Though near the end of their times, they're really kind of comparable. But at the end of the day, yes, PlayStation 4 probably has some better specs. And it's $100 cheaper. So let's actually look at that price. The pricing really boils down to this $100, and it's because of the Kinect 2.0. That's literally where the $100 is going to. It's not only do you get the console, but you get the Kinect attached to it. Now, a lot of people will say, I don't care about the Kinect, I don't want the Kinect, I don't need the Kinect. And to that I say, Yeah, that's absolutely right. I hate the Kinect, and the fact that it's being utilized into the next generation of gaming, I'm very weary about. I don't, currently I don't need it, I don't want it. It's not a better experience from what's happened with the first Kinect, but this is also an argument we can't really have until it's in our hands and we get to utilize it properly. So it's the $100 for the Kinect attached to Xbox One. The PS4, yes, is $100 cheaper, but if you want the camera for whatever reason, maybe it'll become necessary in the future, that camera runs at about $60. So already there, you're looking at a $60 camera versus a $100 camera. When you compare the PSI to the Xbox Kinect 2.0, the Kinect dominates over what the PSI can do. There's really no contest there. Look up if you want to see the schematics of what the Xbox Kinect can do versus the PSI. It doesn't hold a candle to it. Whether you like the Kinect or not, the concept of it is kind of cool. Kind of cool. Kind of creepy, yes, with the whole it can watch you at night thing if you are paranoid or believe in that, but at the same time, unplug it if you don't like it. Like, that's the argument for that. You don't want it to look at you while you sleep, turn it off, or just have no shame. I don't really care. There's no reason for anyone to be watching me, so it doesn't bug me. But for those of you that you do care, you can unplug it's still fine. Anyways, tech-wise, the $60 PSI camera is nowhere close to the Xbox 2.0 Kinect. What's really cool, though, is this will be able to happen. The Kinect 2.0 will be one day, you can utilize it with your PC. So if you want to go through apps using the Kinect, like, you will be able to use this camera. When we talk about the next generation of gaming, we're looking at it. Like, Xbox One is trying to make that. Like, the things that you see in the movies, this is what they're aiming for. And we're just very weary about it because we don't understand it. We don't understand it because we aren't doing the research about it. And when it's something new, we're scared of it. This is just society as a whole. This happens every single time. Also, there's a whole, the whole thing about the Xbox One being more of an entertainment console versus just a video game console, and you can actually see that just in the tech side of it as well. It has more ports than the PS4. For example, the Xbox One will have an HDMI in, which the PS4 does not, and this allows you to turn your Xbox One into a multi-entertainment system. So it just wants to be able to utilize everything. It's giving you that opportunity. If you don't want it, don't get it. You can save the $100 by going to the PS4, which, as we've been able to tell with the tech, is completely comparable, just as good. So here's my biggest issue. I saw this on Twitter a lot, and this made me upset. Like, this really hurt me. Like, I was dying on the inside when people were saying that PS4 is making a console for gamers and Xbox or Microsoft is making just an entertainment system. If you're having that argument, you aren't paying attention. You need to start thinking for yourself, because what happened after Xbox or Microsoft had the press release announcing the Xbox One specs in, what is it, May? Yeah, in May. Everyone's like, oh, they just talked about the console. They didn't talk about games. They aren't trying to cater to gamers. PlayStation did it great. And then the E3 press conference, when all they did was talk about games, everyone's like, oh, they aren't making a console for games. You have the same argument when you got exactly what you asked for the first time. You can't keep the same argument. All Microsoft talked about was their exclusives, the other games that were coming out. Yeah, they showed off some smart glass stuff, but so did PlayStation 4, which will utilize all the same tech. Like, they are going to have tablets utilizing their games. They're going to have the vision, the eye utilized for their games. So, like, they're the same there. But Xbox talked about games, whereas PlayStation, just like, their presentation was okay, it was cool, it had a few cool, like Kingdom Hearts 3, that's exciting, but is not going to be a PlayStation exclusive. Again, I don't know if you knew that or not. That's actually going to be on both systems. The only reason the PlayStation won the conferences is because they did that. They gave that jab to Microsoft, saying, "Hey, yeah, we don't always have to be attached, and you can play used games." Good argument, but at the same time, Microsoft really failed in the PR world. Like, their PR team needs to be fired, and they need to hire other people to be like, "Hey guys, this is how the Microsoft Xbox One works. This is why it's good. This is why you might not like it," and they need to take that approach. So when it comes to the presentations, just like, don't say that Xbox isn't making a console for gamers, because all they talked about were new games. new franchises, 15 exclusives. This is stuff that we can get excited for. Again, PlayStation did just as well with the games that they announced. But in the end, I'm hoping not to see as many exclusives so that you can pick a system based on your needs. But right now, I honestly think, and I'm saying this unbiasedly, I think that Xbox is doing a lot better than PlayStation when it comes to the whole package. When it comes to games, the tech, what you can do. I really am going to kind of side with Xbox. And I know a lot of you aren't going to agree with me because you want to stay on that bandwagon that PlayStation is more for the gamers because you can trade used games. But wait till these consoles come out and see how they do. Like the tech behind the Xbox One is, I think, far superior as a whole. The whole Xbox versus PlayStation debate is really kind of just dumb when you think about it, because if you want the far superior system, you go with the PC. Even I could recognize this, and I never had a PC growing up, but I know. You can connect your controller to it, Xbox controller, so you don't have to worry about the mouse and keyboard, though it is a little bit better. So you can use a keyboard. You can hook up to your TV. The graphics would look infinitely better, just all this is going to cost a lot more. And guess what? Most of this, you have to be online to play Steam, and to be able to download games. There's no DRM, so it all goes back to that first conversation. So there you go, guys. I know I just went on this crazy rant about the Xbox One versus PlayStation 4. To sum it all up, I know this is a very long video, and I apologize for that. So to sum everything up, it really comes down to you can save $100 if you aren't worried about like the tech side of things, the PlayStation versus Xbox. It is $100 cheaper. If you don't have good internet where you're at, go with the PlayStation. You're fine. You'll save the money. It'll look a little bit better. But then again, if that other stuff doesn't bother you, I think the games lineup will be much stronger on Microsoft's front. Plus you have like all the stuff that we already love, like Xbox Live Gold. The online experience has always been better with Microsoft, so I think that's still the stronger win there. So what do you want? Just more importantly, there's two sides to every story. Just stop and do some research and really listen and try to figure out what's going on, and don't just jump onto someone else's opinion. See why they're saying it, see why they're thinking it, and formulate your own opinion. It'll make us collectively better as a society when it comes to stuff like this. So I know I've been ranting for a while. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't, check out the episode of Retrofit. It's a new show I'm doing where I take video game gameplay, take out all the music sound effects, and put in new ones. I've got Injustice mixed with Mortal Kombat 3. It's kind of cool. Go check that out. As always, guys, I do like you. I like you. I like you a lot. I love you. Just research stuff and see both sides of the story. Till the next time, guys, live out loud. I'll see you later.